Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fada Nabila and I'm from class 4A, and in this video I'm going to present an interpretation of a 6-minute English episode from BBC Learning English. The title is The Right Way to Say Sorry, and I will be interpreting it in full Indonesian, so let's get started.
6-minute English
from bbclearningenglish.com.
Hello, this is 6-minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Neil.
And
halo, ini adalah 6 minutes English dari BBC Learning English. Saya Neil.
I'm Beth.
Dan saya Beth.
There are many ways of saying sorry in English, and they all have a slightly different meaning. If you tell me you're ill and I say, "Oh, I'm sorry," that means I sympathize and I hope you get better soon.
Ada banyak cara untuk mengatakan maaf dalam bahasa Inggris dan masing-masing punya arti yang sedikit berbeda. Kalau kamu bilang kamu sedang sakit dan aku menjawab, "Oh, I'm sorry," itu artinya aku bersimpati dan berharap kamu cepat sembuh.
If you step on my toes by mistake and say, "I'm so sorry," you mean, "Oops, that was my fault and I didn't mean to do it."
Kalau kamu tidak sengaja menginjak kakiku dan berkata, "I'm so sorry," maksudku adalah, "Ups, itu salahku dan aku tidak sengaja."
And if you don't really feel sorry, you might be sarcastic. "Oh, I'm so sorry," meaning exactly the opposite, that you're not sorry at all.
Dan kalau kamu sebenarnya tidak merasa bersalah, kamu bisa berkata secara sarkastik, seperti, "Oh, I'm so sorry," yang justru berarti kebalikannya, atau kamu sama sekali tidak merasa bersalah.
Saying sorry for something you've done in English can be quite confusing, and to make things worse, the British are world champions at apologizing. In this program, we'll discuss ways of saying sorry, and as usual, we'll be learning some useful new vocabulary as well.
So,
mengatakan maaf atas sesuatu yang sudah kamu lakukan dalam bahasa Inggris bisa cukup membingungkan dan lebih rumit lagi karena orang Inggris adalah juara dunia dalam hal minta maaf. Di program ini kita akan membahas cara-cara mengatakan maaf. Dan seperti biasa, kita juga akan belajar kosakata baru yang berguna.
sorry, but I'm going to have to stop you there, Beth, because first I have a question to ask. We know that the British love to say sorry. In fact, a recent survey found that some Brits apologise up to 20 times a day. So, according to the same survey, how many times per day does the average Brit say sorry? Is it A, 4 times a day, B, 6 times a day, or C, 8 times a day?
Maaf, tapi aku harus hentikan kamu sebentar, Beth, karena aku punya pertanyaan. Kita tahu semua orang Inggris suka banget minta maaf. Bahkan menurut survei terbaru, ada orang Inggris yang meminta maaf sampai 20 kali dalam sehari. Nah, menurut survei yang sama, rata-rata orang Inggris bilang minta maaf berapa kali sih dalam sehari? Apakah A, 4 kali, B, 6 kali, atau C, 8 kali?
I'm gonna guess it's 6 times a day.
Okay.
Aku akan tebak 6 kali sehari.
Hey Beth, I'll reveal the answer later in the program. Since the British are famous for apologising, it's no surprise that Louise Mullaney started researching the language of apologising in Britain at the University of Nottingham. Now a professor of sociolinguistics, Louise spoke with the BBC Radio 4 program Word of Mouth.
Oke, Beth, nanti aku akan kasih tahu jawabannya di akhir program. Karena orang Inggris terkenal suka meminta maaf, tidak mengejutkan bahwa Louise Mullaney mulai meneliti bahasa permintaan maaf di Inggris di Universitas Nottingham. Sekarang dia merupakan seorang profesor sosiolinguistik dan pernah bicara dengan program BBC Radio 4 Word of Mouth.
I was really interested in looking at how people apologise, particularly public figures. So I did a lot of research in the workplace and looking at the media and looking at politicians in particular. And one of the things that really interested me at the time was a lot of writers were talking about us entering an age of an apology. And there's a real sense that public figures in particular are called upon to apologise for multiple different things. And if they don't apologise, then that's a big faux pas.
Saya sangat tertarik melihat bagaimana orang meminta maaf, terutama tokoh publik. Jadi saya banyak meneliti tempat kerja dan media, terutama pada politisi. Salah satu hal yang sangat menarik saat itu adalah banyak penulis membahas bahwa kita sedang memasuki era permintaan maaf. Dan ada kesan kuat bahwa tokoh publik diminta untuk meminta maaf atas berbagai hal. Kalau mereka tidak meminta maaf, itu dianggap faux pas atau tindakan yang memalukan.
Saying sorry is especially important in politics, and Professor Mullaney studied the apologies of public figures, famous people, including politicians, who are often discussed in newspapers and seen on radio and television. When politicians make mistakes, they are expected to apologize, and failing to say sorry is a faux pas, a remark made in a social situation that causes embarrassment or offense.
Mengatakan maaf sangat penting dalam politik. Profesor Mullaney meneliti permintaan maaf dari tokoh publik, orang-orang terkenal, termasuk politisi yang sering dibahas di media cetak dan televisi. Ketika politisi melakukan kesalahan, mereka diharapkan untuk meminta maaf. Tidak ada minta maaf menjadi faux pas atau kesalahan sosial yang bisa memalukan atau menyinggung.
Most politicians hate apologizing, and with good reason. Saying sorry means taking responsibility, and the apology needs to be sincere. A good example of this is the apology Boris Johnson made to the House of Commons during the Partygate scandal in the UK when he broke COVID lockdown rules and had to pay a fine. That's a sum of money paid as a punishment for breaking the rules.
Sebagian besar politisi tidak suka meminta maaf, dan itu bisa dimaklumi. Minta maaf berarti mengakui tanggung jawab dan permintaannya harus tertulis. Contoh yang baik adalah permintaan maaf Boris Johnson di hadapan Parlemen Inggris saat skandal Partygate ketika dia melanggar aturan lockdown COVID-19.
Here, Professor Louise Mullaney analyzes the
Dan harus membayar denda.
apology for BBC Radio 4 program Word of Mouth.
It's very unusual in a political apology because he comes out and says, I am responsible. But there is the caveat that he wasn't certain that he was breaking the rules. He didn't realise, which he continues to say in his apology that came out after the fine. So he repeats the apology and he caveats it around other political events. And he uses humility when he was in the House the day after he'd paid his fine and was very quick to say, I've paid the fine, I've given the reparation, I've paid the money, let's draw a line under the whole business now.
Itu sangat tidak biasa untuk permintaan maaf seorang politisi karena dia langsung berkata, saya bertanggung jawab, tapi dia juga memberi catatan atau caveat bahwa dia tidak yakin bahwa kalau dia sedang melanggar aturan. Dia bilang tidak sadar dan itu terus dia ulang dalam permintaan maafnya setelah didenda. Itu juga menyinggung politisi lain dan menunjukkan kerendahan hati di parlemen sehari setelah membayar denda. Dia langsung bilang, saya sudah membayar dendanya, saya juga sudah memberi ganti rugi, saya sudah membayar uangnya, mari kita akhiri urusan ini.
Boris Johnson claimed he didn't know he was breaking the rules. His apology contained a caveat, a warning that what he said was limited or not completely true. Eventually, Boris Johnson did apologise, but many people didn't trust him, and he couldn't draw a line under the Partygate scandal.
Boris Johnson mengklaim bahwa dia tidak tahu kalau dia melanggar aturan. Permintaan maafnya mengandung caveat, catatan bahwa pernyataannya terbatas atau mungkin tidak sepenuhnya benar. Akhirnya Boris Johnson meminta maaf, tapi banyak orang yang tidak mempercayainya, dan dia tidak bisa mengakhiri skandal Partygate.
If you draw a line under something, you try to move on from a bad situation and make a fresh start.
Apologizing is hard work. The apology must be sincere, and often the person does something to show they mean it. Which reminds me that it's time to reveal the answer to my question, Beth.
Yes, you
Meminta maaf itu sulit. Permintaan maaf harus tulus, dan seringkali seseorang harus melakukan sesuatu untuk membuktikan ketulusannya. Ngomong-ngomong, sekarang saatnya mengungkapkan jawabanku tadi, Beth.
asked me how many times a day the average Brit says sorry, and I guessed it was 6. Was I right?
Well,
Yes, kamu tanya berapa kali rata-rata orang Inggris meminta maaf dalam sehari, dan aku menebak 6 kali. Jawabanku bener gak?
I'm very sorry, but that was the wrong answer. The average Brit says sorry around 8 times a day, making it probably the most overused word in the English language. Sorry about that.
Yah, maaf banget, tapi jawaban kamu salah. Rata-rata orang Inggris meminta maaf sekitar 8 kali sehari. Mungkin ini kata yang paling sering dipakai dalam bahasa Inggris. Maaf ya.
Right, let's recap the vocabulary we've learned from this program about saying sorry, starting with sarcastic, doing or saying the opposite of what you really mean. For example, saying, I'm really sorry, when you aren't.
Oke, mari kita ulang kosakata yang sudah kita pelajari dalam episode tentang permintaan maaf ini. Pertama, sarkastik, mengatakan kebalikannya dari apa yang sebenarnya kamu maksud. Misalnya bilang, I'm really sorry, padahal kamu sebenarnya tidak merasa bersalah sama sekali.
A public figure is a famous person whose life and behavior is often discussed in the media and in public.
Public figure adalah orang terkenal yang kehidupannya sering dibicarakan di media dan publik.
A faux pas is a socially embarrassing remark or action.
Faux pas adalah ucapan atau tindakan yang memalukan secara sosial.
Fine is a sum of money paid as a punishment for doing something illegal or breaking a rule.
Fine adalah denda, yaitu sejumlah uang yang dibayarkan sebagai hukuman karena melanggar hukum atau aturan.
If you say something with a caveat, it contains a warning that what you have said may not be completely true or is limited in some way.
Kalau kamu mengatakan sesuatu caveat, itu berarti ada peringatan bahwa pernyataanmu mungkin tidak sepenuhnya benar atau terbatas.
And finally, if you draw a line under something, you consider it finished in order to move on and make a fresh start. I'm sorry to say that once again our 6 minutes are up and it's time to draw a line under this program. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Dan terakhir, kalau kamu draw a line under something, artinya kamu menganggap masalah itu selesai agar bisa lanjut dan memulai dari awal. Maaf banget harus bilang, tapi waktu kita sudah habis dan saatnya mengakhiri program ini. Sampai jumpa.